So welcome back to finals day here at the Malaysia Masters. Just one more final to come. It's men's singles. It's Kento Momota, the reigning world champion and current world #1, up against the former world champion and former world #1, Viktor AXELSEN, the tall Dane who won this title here in Malaysia 2 years ago. Well, when we look at the men's singles draw from quarter-final stage, we had just 5 seeds left in, but 6 different nationalities, because as you can see, there was 3 players from China. By semi-final stage, all 4 players from 4 different countries, and that's the most diverse of all 5 disciplines here this year at this event. So all 4 quarterfinals, as you can see, went the full distance, all went to 3 games. And the bottom half of the draw, the semi-final there, Viktor AXELSEN against Long. It was the 2018 winner against the 2017 winner. And it was AXELSEN, the 2018 winner, that came through. Lee Zijia had a wonderful tournament, beating Anders Antonsen and Shi Yuqi, 2 World Championship silver medalists, on his way to his semi-final. So Malaysia have something to cheer about in men's singles. But today's final features, without question, the current best player in men's singles on the planet, Kento Momota. 12 finals in 2019, winning 11 titles. This is his 36th career final. Of his previous 35, he's won 30 of them. He has an incredible record in finals. And here the tall Dane, Viktor AXELSEN, who won the title here 2 years ago, beating the only other player from Japan to reach the final of the men's singles at this tournament, and that was Kenta Nishimoto. So 2 finals, 2 different Japanese opponents for the former world champion. Becomes the 4th men's singles player in the history of this tournament to contest more than 1 men's singles final here. Viktor AXELSEN. The other 3 players being Lee Chong-wei, who was in 5 finals, won 5 titles, Lee Hyun-il and Chen Long. Chen Long lost both his finals that he contested. Well, this will be the 15th meeting between these 2 players. Of the previous 14, Kento Momota has won 13 of them. But far more significant is the fact that he's won the last 12. Last time they met was the quarter-final of the Fuzhou China Open. It was 3 games, 1 hour and 18 minutes before Momota won 21-16 in the deciding game. 5 times it has gone the full distance between these 2 players when they have met. But this is actually the 5th meeting between these 2 players in a final. And every time they've met in a final, the match has been won by this man, Kento Momota. He's 25 years of age, is the left-hander, born in Kagawa on Shikoku Island, the smallest of the 4 main islands in southeast Japan. Making his 3rd appearance at this event, and this year's the first time he's been beyond the round of last 32, which is quite astonishing. He was the #1 seed last year and lost to Nishimoto in the very first round. Well, as you can see, he's only been troubled once. Beat Parupali Kashyap in the first round, then Prannoy, and then beat Huan Yu Xiang, who had been promoted from the qualifying, and in the semi-final beat Lee Zijia, a young Malaysian, in 2 straight games. So to Viktor AXELSEN, the #5 seed, who turned 26 8 days ago, born in the city of Onza, which is where we play the Denmark Open. Former world #1, as you can see, 51 weeks in total as world #1, but currently 5 on the world ranking. 3 finals last year, 1 in Spain, 300 events, and 1 in India, a 500 event. And as you can see, he, like his opponent, has been pushed the full distance just once. Beat 3-time semi-finalist Sugiyato in the first round. Second round was a repeat of the final from 2 years ago against Nishimoto. Quarter-final against the Olympic champion and 2-time beaten finalist Chen Long in 3 games. Semi-final against the 2017 winner Eungkar Long. Robertus Tommy Oscariano of Indonesia, our umpire for this one, and Chu Chung from Chinese Taipei, the service judge. Incidentally, Axelsen's quarterfinal against Chen Long, he was 20-15 up in the deciding game, and it went to extra points, and eventually won it on his 6th match point opportunity, 22-20 in that deciding game. Paul Stangor, Danish coach. I assume the other coach team has already departed for Indonesia.
Yeah, that's right. Jesper Holgaard has left. Some of the players left yesterday.
Kento MOMOTA, Japan. And on my left, Viktor AXELSEN, Denmark.
Well, I think just about equal support for both players.
Love all, play.
And it is the reigning world champion, the left-handed Kento MOMOTA, who gets this men's singles final underway against Viktor AXELSEN, the former world champion. So, Steen, with the head-to-heads being 13-1 so far prior to today in favour of this man, you've got to ask the question, why does Viktor AXELSEN struggle so much against MOMOTA? I know a lot of players do, but there must be something in the styles.
Yeah, MOMOTA can sort of defend all AXELSEN's strong areas, and his MOMOTA's attack can still hurt AXELSEN. So, of course, the most important part of it is, in my opinion, the net game, where MOMOTA's got excellent touch.
Now that first retrieve shot there, with the dive from MOMOTA, is the sort of shot you're talking about where, against so many other players, Viktor AXELSEN would have played a winner.
Yeah.
But he's able to get it back.
And now he had to play an extra shot. That was the winner. That was a good shot, but it's a little bit the same like we saw Tai Tzu Ying against Chen Yufei. Of course, Tai Tzu Ying, in comparison, much shorter to her opponent, where Viktor is taller, but being made to play extra shots compared to what you're used to. And that increases the error rate very often.
That's one left. One more long. On the back line.
Another thing is that MOMOTA is very good at playing in drifty conditions. He controls the drift really well. Even he's playing a little bit up against the drift here in the first game. So even when they're going to change sides, he's going to have a better touch comparatively of hitting the back line on the far side of the court than Viktor has from this side here.
Yeah, super smash.
But I would say that if Viktor is to beat MOMOTA, then I think today would be a good chance, because we've seen that the world champion has set. First of all, he's according to rumors withdrawn from Indonesia Open or Indonesia Masters next week. And the reason for that is that he feels that he's not in his best condition. He's had to work hard. He played the World Tour finals. After that, he played the All Japan Championships that selects the A and B national team. So he hasn't had a lot of break, and that should be the reason for not going to Indonesia next week.
Add to that the fact that Momota has never won a title in Malaysia.
That's right, but I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that, because I saw him play a fantastic final match against Lee Chong-wei back in 2018. So
yeah,
I think that's just, I mean, there's only 2 chances a year, and if you miss one of them, then it's difficult. But the way he started out the match here, that should give Axelsen confidence.
Yeah.
The way that Momota started the match. And I think if we look at the tournament as a whole, then Japan has not fared really well in this tournament here. The women's doubles are either injured or out early, except for the youngsters. The men's doubles are out or injured. The women's singles didn't play any role in the tournament. The men's singles, apart from Momota, hasn't played any role. So I think they are
tired out.
Tired out or practicing really hard, because you have to find a time to do some more basic training if you want to do well at the Olympics. And I think here January, February, there's some chances. There's not too many tournaments. In March, you have All England, and then the circuit starts.
Set it over. 2-7. And that's
With 3 tournaments: India, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia coming up, and then start focusing in on the Olympics. If you're in the run for a seeding, you want to play tournaments to make sure you're seeded and so on. So the best chance of doing some basic strength practice and developing your game, that is now. And I think Japan is in such a period, judging from their performance in this tournament.
I think you might well be right. Oh my goodness, what on earth was he thinking? Oh, he's going to leave it. And then plays an exhibition shot. That's ridiculous.
3-7.
Really got to get things right here, Viktor AXELSEN. He's got to grit his teeth, because I think Momota is already in some kind of, it sounds wrong, survival mode. That's not the correct, but he's sort of like conserving energy and trying to wear down AXELSEN with long rallies. Momota's not really trying to do a lot. We saw 1.5 years ago in the Hong Kong Open, when he lost to Sung Won Ho. He was really, really tired, Momota, but still Sung Won Ho, who was in really good shape and went on to win Hong Kong Open in this tournament after the new year. He still had to work really, really hard to beat him. So that's perhaps one of the biggest assets he's got, Momota. He's really hard to beat.
Physically tough, mentally tough.
5-7.
And you can see that Axelsen outside the picture. He's seeking advice from coach Thomas Stavngård.
Service over. 8-5.
Missed it. He's missed it. And that's a prime example of what you were talking about. He's forced to play one extra shot than he probably would against virtually any other opponent, Axelsen. And in playing that extra shot, being forced to do that, he then makes the error.
Momota, who has clearly got the better touch of the two players, is trying to get his racket to win the match for him. He's trying to conserve as much energy as possible while still working the Dane around the court. And from seeing the game so far, I would say it's a must-win for Viktor AXELSEN. If he can't beat Momota the way he started, I will open the possibility that Momota ups his game. But from the way he started out, if AXELSEN doesn't win today, then it's really hard to see when he can win.
Yeah. Don't think it helped Axelsen, that sort of trick shot between the legs when he was going to leave the shuttle. I think that sent a message to his opponent. So back level, having been 1-7 down, back at 8-all. Now into the lead.
It's another one of the situations where Momota is having the upper hand in the serve and return play. There's too many of the returns from AXELSEN that are easy readable.
Oh, he's missed that.
Probably not the right shot selection.
9-0. Service over. 10-9.
Oh, brilliant smash, brilliant. Towards the right hip of the big man. And from 1-7 down, He goes to the mid-game interval with an 11-9 advantage. That's extraordinary. 13 minutes into the match.
結構イメージできる相手、今フォーエンドでフォーエンドちょっとスマッシュのイメージは結構あった。だからこのローブの点で。
He's going to make a niche on the coach.
Jeg vil nødt til at have dem frem i fødderne på ham.
Ja, lige præcis.
It was difficult to catch anything that was really said there. Thomas Stangle.
It's very difficult to hear anything. Something about the deception. I think it was when he was trying to play past Momota from the net, but I'm not sure it was too difficult to catch. Dreadful service return.
Yeah.
12-9.
It's 1 point down the drain. It's never a winner. Just to exemplify the different approach to the service returns. That's well played.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-12.
Oh my goodness, that is sensational. He said he got good touch at the net. That's unbelievable.
Service over. 13-10.
Takes it so late and yet plays the perfect cross-court net shot.
It's amazing. I really look forward to the Olympics because I'm looking forward to see what edition of Momota we're going to see. I think we're going to see a Momota that can be compared to, that's well played, good net shot. I think we're going to see a Momota that can be compared to the 2008 Lin Dan and the 2016 Carolina Marin, a player who plays significantly faster than everyone else. Something that we really haven't seen yet on the tour. I think he's played a lot of tournaments. He had to work really hard to get back to the top of the world ranking and gain access to the tournaments. He's played an awful lot. So I think when he gets this little break and is fine-tuned to the Olympics, then we're going to see a version of Momota that we haven't seen yet. And that's going to be scary.
It was going through my mind, my goodness. So we call him brilliant at the moment. What's better than brilliant?
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Goodness.
Cross.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a rally.
that was mentally important for Viktor AXELSEN to win that rally.
Yeah.
Service over.
Look at that dive.
14.
Full length dive. Gets straight back up again. Plays on.
Thank you. Axelsen. Play.
Wide. Steen, I thought Momota had already reached 15 points. I'd obviously got the score wrong. It's only 15 points now.
I haven't paid attention, I have to say. I guess that he would, his coaches, if there was a mistake in the scoreboard. Look at the left leg there. Too many strappings on. That's a good placement.
Yeah, very good.
Service over. 13. 15.
Excellent placement, actually. Look at that, the smash placement where the different lanes of the green mat is knitted together, and that's just not accurate enough. Closing in on this first game. I, as usual, didn't pay enough attention when the coin toss was made, but I guess AXELSEN was the one choosing sides with Momota with the serve, so it would make sense that AXELSEN had chosen to start on the more difficult side. Or for him, more difficult side.
Yeah, hitting with the drift.
That's a good cross net drop there. Very tight to the net and requires an extra step from Momota.
Well, it's not impossible. There's only 3 points in it.
Yeah, then when you get to 15-18, you look for the chance to steal the first game. Wide.
This is a big, big point. 4 straight points, and now just 1 point in it. Yeah, it was a lovely hold and flick, wasn't it, from the net, backhand net from Axelsen. Back level.
Yep.
Back level. 18 all. 5-point deficit has been closed.
Now comes a really important rally. Good comeback by Momota. I think he realized the severity of the situation.
Good net shot. Good lift too. It's gone long.
A little bit of luck for the Dane.
Service over. 19. Oh.
Oh my goodness, I was waiting for that. Oh, sensational. And Momota has missed the opportunity. Axelsen was pushed and pulled all over the court. Look at that desperation. Out of position, but Momota couldn't capitalise. And it's game point opportunity to Viktor Axelsen. That's gone long. So extra points required at 20 all until it's a clear 2-point winning margin.
Momota is also being made to work hard
Yes.
here by Axelsen. He's not committing the easy mistakes that sort of could kill his chances. So even if he should lose this first game, I think there's still chances. And if he wins it, he's certainly in a really good position.
Only just. Second game point opportunity for the Tour Dane. Good defence. Oh! Called a fault. He's being called a fault at the net. Can't believe it. I thought it was probably a fault. Let's have a look. Closer look.
It's a fault.
It is a fault. He touched the net with his racket.
Yeah.
I thought he had. That's a great spot by the umpire.
Which reminds me of the fault that was called on Anthony Ginting, who was questionable in Hong Kong Open, but it is a tough situation to be an umpire in. Here, he got it right.
Yeah.
Great job.
It's been pushed wrong. So will it be third time lucky? Third game point opportunity for Viktor AXELSEN. It's going wide. The answer is it won't be third time lucky.
It seemed like Momota read that combination well, the smack there, and then getting to that. What a fantastic return it is. Plays it back so short.
Oh, that's magnificent. Movement to play that smash straight down the line, so smooth, almost seemed to glide across the court. So having saved 3 game point opportunities, now a game point opportunity himself. Opening game to the #1 seed, Kento Momota, surviving 3 game points to win the opening game against the former champion Viktor AXELSEN, 24-22. This is the final rally of the opening game. Tried to apply pressure from the front of the court, but it simply wasn't good enough. And it means that Kento Momota has taken the opening game 24-22 in 31 minutes.
どうしても点数欲しかったらさ、相手すぐ取り返そうと前来るからさ、点数欲しかったらdet er Sige nogle gange, når han laver det med, hvor han holder anden gang ind til nettet, hvis du ligger højt på din pause, så tager nettet og krøl på den. Det er ikke første gang, hvor han får lov at krølle, men når han går op en gang, hvis du er højt på den, det må du tit løfte kryds over ham. Giv ham lige med der, hvis du kan. Ellers er det rigtig, rigtig fornuftigt. Sidste ting. Når han spiller den der ud og ud foran, halvhøj, så hvor den ikke kommer helt ned til bagling, den hvor du slår lige ned hver gang, hvis vi engang kan komme op, og så drejer det stik ned i midten, og så kommer blæsen på kroppen. Det er faktisk ikke så meget for bagling, round the head til. Mest den der foran side, hvor han ligger og skubber ned, hvor vi kommer ned til første linje.
Det er det med at ligge og nogle gange lige tage temposkifte, så pres løftet.
Ikke det, du selv, ligesom det kommer her. Det er i flere perioder her, ikke? Det spiller rigtig, rigtig godt.
Ja, så nu kender vi bare.
Ja, 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Some of the players returned to court for the start of the second game. Steen, did you manage to get any of that coaching there from Thomas Stangor?
Not too much. We get in the later part of the coaching, so it's some specialities that if Momota lifts to Viktor's forehand side and it's a little bit too short, then Viktor normally plays it straight down the line the first time, and Thomas wants Viktor to go a little bit more for the body, which I think is a brilliant idea, to play it a little bit closer into basically into his left pocket if he can. But I think they've talked before that, I think they talked a lot about determination and that he's actually played well from 18-13. Viktor, he's been playing well in a number of points, up to 7-1, and then there was a bad patch. That was the one. That was the shot that Thomas was asking Viktor to do, if the possibility was there. This time it was Momota. Brilliant. Almost indefensible, because you got to respect the straight smash.
Yeah, good clear. I thought Axelsen was overcommitted, came forward at one stage, looking for the drop shot.
He often is. We saw it in the first game as well, that he overcommits the rally that he loses the first game on. It's a brilliant net shot from Momota. So if you push, you don't have a lot of margin, and he ended up losing on it.
Oh yeah, now that's the one that Thomas Stangle was talking about.
It wasn't really, they talked about it, it wasn't that necessary from the backhand side, but it was efficient from the backhand side as well, we could see. There's going to be lots of variation on the attack from Axelsen, and in the rallies, he doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't need to play fast as long as he plays with high quality.
Over 4-1.
Oh yes. Well, it's been well documented that Kento MOMOTA was suspended by his national federation in April 2016 for visiting an illegal casino, but since his return to the international stage in 2017, this Steen is his 200th match since returning from suspension. It's his 29th final in his 39th tournament since his suspension. And of his 199 matches he's played prior to today, he's only had 16 losses since he came back from suspension. That's extraordinary.
That's Lindan numbers.
Yeah.
Lindan, prior to this last year, perhaps last 2 years, his career is special in a way that he has not lost a lot of matches. He's sometimes taking some time off from badminton, but when he's played, he's been hard to beat.
Thank you.
Wondering in the first game why Axelsen didn't play more to the backhand side of Momota. Maybe this is the answer, but you simply have to be able to play that defensive shot there. Momota very rarely plays across.
Good rally. It looks to me as if Axelsen is beginning to run out of ideas.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite know in his own mind how he's going to win the points. It can't be luck. He gets too many net cords for it just to be luck. Look at that touch.
That's tough, tough one to see roll over to your side mentally.
Yeah.
When you're down a lot of points and you need the luck. And Viktor's made a number of errors on the back line here, and now he definitely starts questioning himself whether he's got the right read on the drift.
So to the mid-game interval with a 9-point advantage. And things looking fairly bleak if you're a Danish fan, and looking fairly rosy if you're a Momota fan. Three saved game point opportunities in the opening game by Momota. I think it's going to prove decisive.
And where Axelsen was when Stavngård left him, that was where the coaching was taking place, somewhere in the middle of the court, and it just shows that he's not mentally there. To me, it's a sign that he's not mentally there, Axelsen, and he's committed all the mistakes in the second game that he didn't do in the first game where he played well. This second game so far has been terrible.
Just wide. I don't think Momota actually tried to leave that. I think he just missed it.
Yeah. But it's a sign. It's a sign to me that Axelsen don't want to run one more game with Momota. But what if Momota didn't want to run that game?
Yeah.
We never get to see it.
Yeah.
This is a good match for Momota to win if he plays Axelsen at the Olympics and is a little bit nervous. And I think, talking about the Olympics and which form I expect him to show up in, I think one of the things to have as a goal going into the Olympics is that you're so much better than your opponents that you can afford to be nervous.
Yeah.
Carolina Marin, she was nervous in that final against PV Sindhu. She was very, very, very nervous. She still won it.
Yeah.
We know that Lin Dan was nervous back in 2008 because he lost as the top seed in 2004 in the first round. But he was so much better than the others. Xie Xingfang, she was not that much better, and that's why she lost the final in my opinion to Jiang Ning back then.
Well, a little respite for Axelsen, quite frankly, after 9 straight points for Momota. I think you have to start believing in miracles. Well, very important for Momota come the Olympics that he's a little bit nervous, but it's also a bit of a downer for Viktor AXELSEN, because he's going to say to himself, well, as you pointed out, Momota's not in his best shape at the moment. He's been playing so much badminton. Pulled out next week because he needs to rest. And if
AXELSEN needs to do everything he can to get to world #2 and avoid Momota for as long as possible. Hope someone else takes care of him.
Yeah. Because each time he loses yet another match to Momota. And if he loses this one, as it appears he's going to do, it will be 13 on the bounce that he's lost.
And exactly, and someone asked me back home what I thought about the rivalry between AXELSEN and Momota. And to me, it's not a rivalry. If it's a rivalry, then they take turns at winning. They don't. Same as AXELSEN's rivalry with Cologne. There is no rivalry. Victor's clearly better than in Cologne.
Yeah. As proved in yesterday's semi-final when he beat him for an 8th consecutive time out of 8 meetings.
Sense over, 4-17.
That's a good net shot.
5-17.
Look how tight this is from AXELSEN. That's perfection. Ooh, he almost tripped there.
Yeah.
His ankle almost went. Well, I didn't like, he's just testing that left ankle of his. That looked as if it could have been very nasty indeed. Oh, oh my goodness, yes. That could have been terrible. I think that little twisted ankle has just disturbed Momota.
I'm certain it has. So it's a good time to make a miracle comeback for AXELSEN. And it should, because, I mean, he is, of course, aware that Chi is not his usual Chi after that injury he suffered in the Indonesia Open. So, suffering a bad injury now.
Oh, it's weighing.
That could cost the Olympics.
Yeah.
9-17.
And I don't think he can sort of like up the pace. I think he has to continue doing what he's done. Momota.
Yeah, Momota's really reluctant to move, as he was in the earlier stages.
And he's playing clear drop lob game. Axelsen is smiling. He should not be smiling.
No.
He should be invested in the rally. I don't like it.
We have to assume that Axelsen actually saw Momota twist his ankle a little bit. Maybe he didn't.
Yeah. But, I mean, Momota's not smiling. This is his way of winning.
Yeah.
This is his only way of winning.
Yeah. Well, 3 points away from the title. Quite clearly the longest rally of the match. 64 shots. Let's go wide. Oh, it's taken it. Yeah, somebody behind the court is using a flashlight, which Axelsen making the umpire aware after the rally. Two points away from the title. Strings went on, yep.
Impressive effort by Kento MOMOTA.
Making Momota move the full diagonal of the court.
Oh, he does fantastic job.
Yeah, look, Momota's struggling physically, but he has 9 match point opportunities.
And in my opinion, also a message to all the other players: you need to get much, much better if you want to beat me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. 24, 22, 21, 11. The victory to the world #1, Kento Momota. 53 minutes, and that opening game proved absolutely crucial. And having secured that, having saved 3 game point opportunities, a second game, he looked a class above Viktor AXELSEN. Umpire just confirming that scoreline, 24-22, 21-11 in 54 minutes. Well, Axelsen certainly had his chances in the opening game. But that's a 13th consecutive victory that the left-hander has had over the former world champion Viktor AXELSEN. To say he's got a psychological advantage over the day now, I think, is a bit of an understatement.
It is.
Well, plenty of Danish fans in this evening. That's great to see. They will have enjoyed today's proceedings as Steen and I have. And I think, Steen, when we reflect on this year's tournament here in Kuala Lumpur, emphatic victory for Chen Yufei, emergence of a new women's doubles pair on the world stage, as indeed a new Korean. I say new Korean because they're both
old Korean
with a new
pair.
combination and coming back. There's been so many storylines here.
There has. There has. Excellent tournament. We're doing it all again next week.
And we're doing it all again next week. Can hardly wait. I'm looking forward to it already.
There's going to be some hungry Indonesians waiting there in that tournament.
Yeah.
Finals this week.
So the players and the fans prepare for the prize presentation of the men's singles finalists. Well, I do hope that Momota's little twist of his ankle is okay and it doesn't stop him going back home, resting, still continuing with his training. Viktor AXELSEN, well, he's had a good tournament. He'll be pretty pleased with beating Olympic champion Chen Long in the quarter-final in 3 games.
Yeah.
His first ever 3-game victory over the Olympic champion.
Lots of good points for Olympic qualification. He was out for a long period with injury as well, Viktor AXELSEN, so that certainly helps him.
Well, he was champion here 2 years ago. Viktor AXELSEN this year has to settle for second best. Smiling as he receives his medal. But the champion, Kento MOMOTA. 11 titles last year, and he starts 2020 with another title here. Both players, great respect for the Prime Minister's wife, who's been a huge supporter of badminton over the years. For the record, it's the 31st title for Kento Momota in his career, when playing in his 36th final.
Runners-up will receive prize money of USD 15,200.
Well, last year he earned over $500,000 US, and that's a handsome check to go to his new campaign in 2020. Axelsen has a lot of thinking to do about when he plays his future matches against this man, Kento Momota.
And now, we invite young Hormat, Dato' Sri Muhammad Nur Zakaria, President Badminton Association of Malaysia and President of Olympic Council of Malaysia, to present berdua souvenir to the winners.
So the presentation party step forward to have their photographs taken with both finalists. And it really has been a terrific week here in Kuala Lumpur. But in the men's singles, it's a familiar story. The title to the left-handed Kento Momota. But it all started this afternoon with women's singles, and the current world #1 Chen Wu-fei simply outclassed Tai Su-ying, the former world #1 and beaten finalist here 2 years ago, in just 37 minutes. Then it was women's doubles and the emergence of a new exciting pair on the world stage, unseeded Li Wenmei and Chen Yu of China, coming from 7-12 down in the deciding game and 14-17 down as well. An hour and 22 minutes to beat the seeded pair of Du Hue and Li Yunwei in 3 thrilling games. Men's doubles, well, we knew that history would be made one way or another, because neither had a pair from either Korea or China won the men's doubles title here. But what a story it's been with Kim Ki-jung and Lee Yong-dae, promoted from the qualifying event and winning the title, beating the 2018 world champions and former world #1s Li Junhui and Liu Yu-chen in just 38 minutes in 2 straight games. Then we had mixed doubles, and quite clearly the 2 best pairs in world badminton did battle. And as so often, it was the 2-time reigning world champions Zheng Xiwei and Wang Yaqiong who beat their teammates Wang Yilu and Wang Dongping, and in doing so won their 20th career title together. And as we've just seen in the men's singles, Kento Momota saved 3 game points in the opening game before winning it 24-22 against the former world champion Viktor AXELSEN, was very convincing in the second game. So the tour moves on to Indonesia next week. Do hope you'll be able to join Steen Peterson and myself, Jill Clark, from Jakarta for live coverage from quarter-finals onwards. In the meantime, from both of us, bye for now.